everybody. Hope you're doing well today. Are you struggling in your marriage? Are you feeling disconnected or like you're just not on the same page as your spouse? I've got an answer for you that I want to share with you. Hi, my name is Kelly. I'm a pastor, police chaplain, marriage coach, author of the book Turn It Up, and I want to welcome you to the Turn It Up Marriage Tips and Tools show. So, what we're going to talk about today, I want to give you 10 warning signs that your marriage could use some help. Because just like the warning sign on your car, when you're driving along and that red light on the dash goes off, guess what? You better pay attention to it because if you don't, you're going to end up breaking down. And I don't want to see that happen in your marriage. So here are 10 warning signs that your marriage could use some help. And then at the end of this recording, I've got a special offer for you. Number one, here they are, the 10 warning signs. Number one, your conversations turn into arguments frequently. Ooh, yeah, that's a biggie. All right, number two, you express your anger in hurtful ways. So maybe you're finding that you have to apologize more because you said something or maybe did something that hurt your spouse's feelings, okay? And so you got to apologize. Why? Because your anger is getting the best of you. And that's a huge warning sign that something's not right and that you need some help. Number three, you talk a lot, but you don't really listen to each other. Yeah, that's a big one. Maybe you just feel that he or she doesn't get it, that they don't understand you, even though you're telling them what you want and what you need, but they're just not listening. Number four, you feel disconnected. You know, we used to be close, but now we're not. We're feeling rather disconnected. That's a huge warning sign. Number five, you seem to never agree about anything, no matter what you're talking about. If you say that the sky is blue and the grass is green, your husband or your wife is going to respond with, well, it's not really blue. It's kind of cloudy today. They're always correcting you, and you seem to never really agree about anything. Oh, and by the way, the grass, yeah, it's not green. It's brown because look at the drought and all blah, blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? They're always finding some way to disagree with you. So, number six, it's been a long time since you went out on a date. That's a huge one as well. When was the last time you went and had a good time together, just the two of you? Out to lunch, out to dinner, maybe just for a walk around the park. Could be anything, but it's something where the two of you are investing time in your marriage. If it's been a long time, that's a huge warning sign. Number seven, you don't look forward to coming home after work. Wow. Yeah, if you find yourself, thinking or maybe even praying as you're driving home, oh God, please give us a healthy evening, a blessed evening, Lord. Let us not get into a fight tonight. And you're feeling like, you know what? I'd rather be at work because going home is hard and it's difficult because we're always getting in arguments and stuff. You know what? That's a huge warning sign your marriage needs some help. Number eight, your sex life is either non existent or it's very, very rare that you're enjoying physical intimacy. If that's what's going on, my friends, that is also a huge warning sign that you need some help. Number nine, maybe your marriage is more focused on the kids in your family than it is on you, on each other. That's a big warning sign. Take stock of that. Are we all just about the kids? Because I got news for you. Those kids are going to grow up. They're going to move away. They're going to have families of their own. And a lot of marriages fall apart after year 25 to 30. Why? Because the kids are gone and they're looking at each other and are like, uh-oh, what do we got left? There's nothing left here. And I don't even know who you are anymore. So that could be a huge warning sign. And then finally, number 10, you're finding yourself wondering if your marriage is going to make it. If you start thinking, I wonder if we're going to last, I wonder if this is going to work, you know what? That is a huge warning sign that it's time for you to do something. Because here's the truth. If one, even just one of these things is describing your marriage, you need help. And I've got news for you. In fact, I've got a guarantee for you. There, I don't like giving guarantees. There are very few things that can be guaranteed. But I can almost guarantee that if you don't do anything, what's going to happen is that things are going to get worse. They're not going to get better. You see, if one or more things are happening in your marriage, you might be heading into, or maybe you're already trapped in what I call the drift, disagreement, damage, division cycle. Let me give that to you again. Drift, disagreement, damage, and division. It starts by drifting apart, and then you start disagreeing with each other more and more. Then you start doing hurtful things, not because you want to, but because there's just so much built up resentment and anger. So there's damage being done to your relationship. And then it's division, which then results in further drifting apart. That's why I call it a cycle. If you don't do something, this will only continue and get worse. But I've got news for you. You can do something to turn this around. Or maybe you have a great marriage and you just want to make it better. Either way, perhaps you've been considering marriage counseling as an option. And I would like to let you know that you have another option. You see, marriage counselors are licensed therapists who are going to come at your marriage problem as a mental health professional would, which means that they're going to look at diagnosing the issue and the problem and then treating it from a therapeutic standpoint, which in most cases is basically this. If you're struggling from depression or anxiety, and if your marriage is struggling, they're going to look at your past. They're going to look at your past hurts. They're going to look at why you're so angry. And then what they're going to do is, by getting you to talk about it, they're going to try to bring some healing there. And let me tell you, that works. I've gone through therapy and it was really, really helpful. So if you need that, please get that kind of help. But I also want to suggest that there's another kind of help that might solve your problem in a different way, and it's called marriage coaching. Marriage coaching is basically looking at where you're at now, where you want to be, and how do you get there? Because usually what's happening or keeping you from getting where you want to be is that there's some things you need to do differently. There's some skills that perhaps you need to learn. So in marriage coaching, this is what I do. I start talking about what's going on, where are things at, where do you want to be, what would you like to see happen, and then, okay, here are some things that you need to work on to get there. And what I've found is that by learning, and this is what I do, I teach and help couples learn and apply skills. And by learning those skills, we've seen some amazing things happen in their marriages. That instead of fighting, instead of arguing, instead of disconnecting, couples are now connecting. They're forgiving each other. They're working on things. They're understanding each other. They're listening more. And good things are starting to happen as they grow closer to each other. So here's my offer to you. If you think that marriage coaching might help, if, by the way, you can identify with any of these 10 warning signs that I've given you, if you can definitely identify with the drift, disagreement, damage, and division cycle, then here's what I'd like you to do. Reach out to me for help. And if not me, find someone else. Find another marriage coach that will help you work through this and learn the skills that you need. If, by the way, we start out with some marriage coaching and I determine, or you start feeling that maybe you need therapy, absolutely, I'll be glad to help you with that. So what I'd like to offer you is a free, no obligation, 30 to 60 minute call. And on this call, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about where you are, we're going to talk about where you want to go, and then I'm going to give you at least 3 practical, actionable steps to help you get there. And that's what the call's all about. And if you'd like to find out more about coaching, I'd be glad to explain it to you. But let me at least help you get started. So, how do you respond to this? How do you take advantage of this? Couple of ways. You can either leave me a direct message if you're watching this on social media and you have the ability to do that. If you're on Instagram and watching this, you can go to the link in my bio and that will take you to a place where you can book a free call. Or the third way that you can go about this is by going to my website, which is turnitup.coach, and you'll see a button on there that says book a free clarity call. That will take you right to the scheduling software that I have in place, and we can set this up. Don't wait. This will not change. This will not get better unless you do something. So here's your opportunity. Today, I would encourage you, book the call. What do you got to lose? Okay? We're going to find a convenient time. We're going to have a conversation. That's all there is to it. But maybe, just maybe, that one conversation might turn everything around for you. And God might step into this situation as we pray together and talk about it and allow the Holy Spirit to give you guidance. In fact, one of my favorite scriptures is this. It's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. And let me leave you with this thought. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. So what I would encourage you to do is acknowledge that you need help and invite God to lead you and guide you to getting the help that you need. There is no shame. There is no weakness in admitting that you need help. In fact, it's not weak. I think it's wise. So that's my encouragement. May God bless you and may God bless your marriage. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Bye-bye.